Hello, guys. Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a fabulous weekend and you're having a good Monday so far. It seems like the weeks just kind of fly by, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So I hope you guys are doing wonderfully. So I started this series because I know that sometimes Monday is kind of a rough day of the week for a lot of people, kind of coming out of the weekend and kind of getting back into the routine. And sometimes Mondays just put you in a whole mood. Like,
Don't go! Come back! Don't leave me! Come back!
doesn't have to be that way, right? So before we get started, do me a solid and hit the like button, hit the subscribe as well as the bell notification so that you'll be notified as I drop these videos every week to help motivate you guys. So let's jump right into it. So this week's Monday motivation topic or question is, are they really your friend? Sometimes, you know, it's really important to remember that we should regularly evaluate our friendships with other people. And a lot of these, pretty much most or all of these tips for this week's video can be applied to all relationships. But this video, I just want to kind of focus more on platonic friendships because sometimes we don't even realize it sometimes when we outgrow a friendship or outgrow a person or we just grow apart. And it's not about, oh, you're better than anyone else or anything like that, but sometimes you guys just, you're not on the same wavelength. And sometimes that happens without even realizing it, especially if it's like a long-term friendship or someone that you've known, for a while or years. And, sometimes relationships or conversations can kind of become strained or forced, and you don't quite know what's going on, but you just feel, some type of difference sometimes. So let's just kind of jump right into what I think are some tips on, figuring out if the people that you have in your circle are truly your friends and truly there for you. So tip number one is, how do they respond to your good news? They respond with, shade? Are you feeling some shade vibes? Or is it like, are they rooting for you? Or are they happy for you? Are they happy when you're happy? Are they hurting when you're hurting? Do you feel like this person has your best interest at heart? Sometimes you have there's a term called frenemies where you might have kind of a love-hate relationship with somebody, and I don't think those are truly your friends. But yeah, pay attention when you have good news. Like, are you hesitant to share good news with a particular person? Because that's not really a good sign. Your friends, your true friends and people that truly love and care for you are should be like your biggest cheerleaders. So pay attention to how they kind of respond when you're sharing your good news or things are kind of, going for you and you're in a flow and, you're making progress in whatever aspect of your life that is. And if they're, meeting your enthusiasm and your happiness with anything other than that, you might want to reevaluate if they're truly your friend. Number two is, do they support you? And sometimes we can confuse support with agreement. If someone is my friend, you don't have to agree with my choices, but you should support me. As long as I'm not doing anything that is going to hurt myself or someone else, then you should be supportive. And sometimes, as women, sometimes it happens with our girlfriends when we're in romantic relationships that may not be the best for us because sometimes you vent to your girlfriends, when you and your boo were on the outs or had a fight or he did something simple or whatever, and your friends hold on to that, but because you're in the situation and your feelings are involved, you're quicker to forgive. Where your friends, if they're looking out for you, they like, you taking him back again? Are you talking to him again? Like, we've all done it and we've all been there. So your friends don't necessarily have to agree with all of your decisions, but they should be there to support you. And even if you fall on your face or whatever, they should be there to cry with you and listen to you vent and things like that, because we all have to go on our own path and go on our own journey. And sometimes our friends, even though they're on the outside, they, because their feelings aren't involved, especially if it comes to how we're dealing with a romantic relationship, they can see that maybe this isn't the person that we should be with, but they're there if the relationship goes south or whatever the situation is goes south. They're there to support you and help you build yourself back up instead of being on some I told you so type of stuff. Thirdly, are they honest with you? And can you be honest with them? Friends tell you the truth. A friend tells you what you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear. If you're doing something crazy, if you're going off, or you're, acting in a way that's not in your best interest, or, in a way that's inappropriate, your friend is going to check you, and they should. And you need people in your life that are going to do that, because those are true friends. A true friend is not going to let you come out the house looking crazy. Because, sis, you ain't going nowhere with me looking crazy, first of all. But, if you're acting in a way that is beneath you, or if it's inappropriate, or if you're being disrespectful to yourself or to others, or anything along those lines, your friend needs to be able to pull your coattails and say, hey, sis, what we doing? We not doing this, like, get it together, So you need friends that can be honest with you, even if honesty may be uncomfortable, but they should feel like they can come to you with the truth, and vice versa. You shouldn't feel like you have to walk on eggshells with someone that you call a friend. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if it's something that's like a delicate subject or topic, you should still be able to address it without it being a blowout or the end of the friendship or something like that, And, if it's something like that, if it's easily broken, then just let it break, because again, I mentioned in a previous video that I'll link somewhere in this video, where I talk about minding the company that you keep. And this is applicable to that as well, because, you need people around you that you guys want to bring out the best in each other, and if that involves maybe telling you about something that you need to do a little better or different, or in a way that's not your best, they should be able to tell you that, and vice versa. So honesty is very important within our friendships. The next one, is there mutual effort? There have been times where I, realized that, I don't even see this person or really talk to them unless I'm the person making the effort or reaching out most of the time. Granted, we are all adults. We are all busy, but at the end of the day, if this person, is someone that you care about, you're still going to, check in here or there. I have a best friend that we've been best friends for half of our lives. And, she has a career, she has a life, she has kids. I have a business, I have a life, I have other things that I do. But we still connect on a relatively regular basis, especially with, video calls and, not just phone calls, but you have text messages, you have video chats, you have all types of ways that you can connect. And we have a very strong friendship and a very strong bond, where sometimes if weeks or months may even go in between when we talk, it's like we never missed a beat, because me and her are just here like that, and we've always been like that, so it shouldn't, no relationship or friendship should ever be one-sided, and especially with, things, as far as I know, from most of the country are somewhat kind of opening back up, so you can at least maybe go grab a drink or go grab a bite to eat or something like that. So, in your friendships, make sure that you're not the only one, putting in effort. If it turns out to be kind of one-sided, you can address it, and if it doesn't really change or whatever, then you may want to evaluate where you have that friendship on your list of priorities. Okay. Number 5, do they involve you in major life events? If I had a friend, someone who I thought was a close friend, and they got engaged or married or started a business and I wasn't a part of that, it kind of tells you where you stand with someone, It doesn't mean that you have to be the first call that they make or vice versa, but if it's something that's important, like a major life thing, is if you guys are truly friends, they should include you in that. You should be a part of it. You should be there because if you guys are friends, your wins, I'm happy when you win. Your wins are my wins, and vice versa. So if you get that promotion, if you launch that business, if you get engaged, if whatever, like, I want to cheer you on. I want to be there for you. I want to share in your happy. So if this person kind of does their own thing when they are having their wins, and you're not, you find out through third parties or weeks later, it's kind of like, well, how close are we? Because that would sound more like an associate type of relationship and not so much a friendship. So that's something to also kind of keep in mind too. It's like, do you include this person in major life events, and vice versa? Are you included in their life events? And the last one that I have for you guys is kind of a general, do you guys share mutual interests and values and passions? Sometimes, like I said at the beginning, sometimes if it's like a long-term friendship or relationship, you might grow apart, as far as you might take an interest in this and this person takes an interest in that, and you guys start to not really have many things in common. Because that's one of the basics of a friendship, is this is someone that you guys share values, and you can have conversations where you guys are interested in the same subjects, and you're passionate about the same topics and subjects and interests, and you have the same values, and if those things are all unbalanced, it's kind of like, well, what do we even talk about? What do we have in common? What do we mutually enjoy? So that's another important thing, is like, if you guys don't really have a lot of things in common, if over time things just, your lives and your interests and you evolve and you just move in different directions, then, it may just be time to just fall back a little bit on that friendship, and this isn't about necessarily cutting anyone out of your life, but sometimes you have to, demote people from, the VIP section of your life to maybe a nosebleed. And it is what it is, and it's nothing necessarily personal, but it's just for you. Don't, in any aspect, in any relationship, don't put out more energy or effort than you're getting back. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so I hope you guys like this, and I hope you found it helpful. Do me a favor again and hit the like button, and feel free to share it with anyone that you think may be in need of this. And also feel free to drop in the comments and give me any tips that you guys may have, or suggestions on how to evaluate whether or not someone is truly your friend. I would love to hear you guys' suggestions. And also feel free to shop my store at mingcosmetics.com, where I have cosmetics and women's apparel and accessories, and I will link the lipstick that I am currently wearing. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video.